Hello everyone, welcome to your social class. Today we are continuing the same chapter, chapter 1, Development of Economics for class 10th. Till now we have read about the two topics of the chapter, what developmental promises different people, different goals. In that we have read that every person, every individual has a different goal of success, and what are the other goals than income. We have read about that in the second topic. Today we are coming to the third topic of our chapter, that is national development. In the previous topics we have seen that individuals search for different goals, so it is quite obvious that their notion means opinion or idea or belief, so their notion of national development is also likely to be different. Here it is clear that if they have different goals, their opinion about development may also be different. So it is very important to keep in mind that different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. Here we come to know that every individual has their own opinion about how to develop a nation. Now, the question is, can all the ideas of different people be considered equally important? Or if there are conflicts among their ideas, how one can decide what would be fair and just path for all? We also have to think whether there is a better way of doing things. Would the idea benefit a large number of people or only a small group? So, these are all the questions which we have to consider while thinking about the individual's notions of national development. National development means thinking about all these questions. So, our topic number 4, according to the topic number 3, is how to compare different countries or states. This is the criteria of knowing the national development, that means how a country is developed. So, we have to fix some parameters to compare the different countries or different states. There may be a question here, if development can mean different things, how come some countries are generally called developed and others underdeveloped? The question means to say that if development is meant different for everybody, for everything, how can we compare two countries on the parameters of development if it is a different notion for everybody? Before finding the answer of the above question, we should first consider another question, that when we compare different things, they could have similarities as well as differences. So, which aspects do we use to compare them? To understand this better, let us take the example of students in a class. How do we compare different students? The answer for this is, we decide a criteria, we decide some parameter to compare them, like height, health, talents and interests. We compare their heights, who is taller, who is smaller. We compare their health sometimes, who is healthier than the others, who is more talented than others, what are their interests. All these things we take as parameters to compare the students of a class. The criterion we may use depends on the purpose of comparison. Another thing about comparison is, what is our purpose for comparison? On that purpose only we decide the criteria. For example, we use different criterion to choose a sports team. If we want to choose a sports team, we will look for fitness in the student, not the musical talent. A music team, when we select, we see their way of singing, not their fitness. Or a team to organize picnic, if we want to choose a team to organize picnic, we see their organizing qualities, not musical quality, not singing quality, not the fitness quality. But we have to choose an all-rounder in the class, take, take one or more important characteristics of students and compare them. If we have to choose an all-rounder in the class, we will look for more than one criteria. We will look for talent also. We will look for sports intelligence also, we will look for organizational skills also. So all these things we may find in a student to declare him an all-rounder. There can be differences in opinion about what are that important characteristics that should be the basis of comparison, like friendliness and spirit of cooperation. If we try to find an all-rounder, we can look for these qualities also: how much friendly he is, how much cooperative he is, or how much creative, or how much talented or intelligent he is. So there may be different criteria to decide an all-rounder person or to decide a particular person. In the same way, for comparing countries, their income is considered to be one of the most important qualities according to which we decide which country is more developed than the others. So quite clear that countries with higher income are more developed than others who are with less income. What are the basis of this idea of higher income as a consideration of developed and developing? This is the question again, that what are the basis of this idea of higher income? How can we decide on the basis of higher income that a country is developed or developing? This is based on the understanding that more income means more of all things that human beings need. So, higher income is decided as a criteria of developed or developing because in developed countries we find the people have more capacity to buy the things than the developing countries who cannot buy all the things they want. They do not have that capacity to buy everything. Whatever people like and should have, they will be able to get with greater income. This is the reality, that if a person is with a greater income, with a higher income, he is capable of buying everything which he likes or he should have. So, greater or higher income itself is considered to be one important goal for every individual. Now, what is the income of a country? How can we count the income of the whole country? Naturally, the income of the country is the income of all the residents, all the people of the country. This gives us the total income of the country. However, total income of the country is not a very useful measure for comparison between countries. What is the reason behind it? Why total income of the country is not the basis of comparison between the countries? Because countries have different populations and comparing total income will not tell us what an average person is likely to earn. If we are counting the overall income of the country, we cannot find out what can be the average income of an individual. So to solve this problem, we compare average income. What is average income here? Average income means total income of the country divided by its total population. The average income is also called per capita income. This is how we get an average income of an individual of a country. According to World Development Reports by the World Bank, this criterion of per capita income is used in classifying the countries between developed and developing. So this is how you have seen that how the criterion of average income or per capita income is a deciding factor about countries being declared as developed or developing. So according to World Bank, countries with per capita income of 4,53,000 per annum and above come under the category of developed or rich countries. This much should be the average income of an individual of a country. Then only that country can be called as developed. And those with per capita income of 37,000 or less are called low income countries or developing countries. So this is how you can understand the criteria of lower or higher income, which is a deciding factor for declaring a country as developed or developing. India comes in the category of low middle income countries because its per capita income is 21,000 per annum per year. So you can see in what category our country lies in the category of developing countries. That's all for today. In the next part, I will come with the new topics of the chapter. Till then, you just read and practice. Thank you.